Use the bathroom. Good boy. Don't make no noise while I record. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm back, y'all. I know I take a little 3-month hiatus and then I come back and do cruise content. Forgive me, okay? I'm here with 10 tips for all my first time cruisers. I know that there were things that I wish I knew before I did my first solo cruise. So here I am to hit you with another one and another one. And I hope these really help you as you plan your first solo cruise ever, okay? So just stay tuned, I got 10 tips for you. The first tip that I have here is to be open-minded. Y'all, you have to go into this experience being open-minded to any and everything. This is like cruising specific, but this can apply all over. This can apply to solo traveling. If you're planning your first all-inclusive resort, be open-minded to the things that you will see, to the things that you will experience, to things that you may think in real life are lame. Being open-minded is very important in the situation because if you go into it with a very, very high expectation, everything is gonna disappoint you if it does not hit that standard that you already have in your head. And I don't want you guys to go into cruising with a low expectation because cruising is extremely fun. I don't know about just me, but anyone that I've seen cruise, even whether they do it again solo or not, they've had a blast, they have a time, had that peace of mind, they don't like waiting on people. And I just think when you're open-minded to your experience, whether that's you being in your room reading a book, whether that's you going to all the deck parties, whether that's you listening to different music that you would not listen to in real life, but be open-minded to the experience because you're gonna have a great time. Being open to just things changing, adapting to change. For example, sometimes when you're booking a solo cruise, sometimes they might change the destination on you. You okay? I just really want you guys to be open-minded if you are a first-time cruiser. Even if you're a seasoned cruiser, even if you go out, be open-minded. The only thing you should expect is to have a good time, whatever that means to you. The second tip I have for a first-time cruiser is to book a shorter cruise for your first cruise. When you book a shorter cruise, it gives you that exposure to just the cruising industry, how it is. So you won't be stuck there for 7 days if you book a 7-day, if you are not into it. Because I believe that everyone should at least take one solo cruise. That's just my personal opinion. However, if you do find out this is not something for you, you don't have to be stuck in the middle of the sea on this cruise. On a shorter cruise gives you more exposure to just what to expect, and then you know later on I can go on a 7-day, I can go on a 14-day. Shoot, hell, I can go on a Mediterranean cruise. Booking a shorter cruise is definitely smarter if you are first time and you're by yourself and you're nervous about going by yourself. 3-day, 4-day, typically they hit like 1 or 2 ports of call. Just think about it. If you want to go off like I did and go 5 days, I would recommend it. Probably the best solo cruise I've been on thus far. It's just something about that first rush when I'm just seeing everything. I'm on FaceTime with my people like, y'all look at this, I'm by myself, y'all check up on me. It's a rush that you get when you're just by yourself and you're like, okay, I can do this. I can go around and do what I need to do and navigate the way I want to. So definitely that is another tip that I have for you. Tip number 3, do your research. One thing that I did my first cruise is I did a ton of research. I researched the ports of call. I researched the cruise itself. I watched a lot of vlogs. Hence, this is why after my first cruise, I decided to really just put out cruising content because I feel like it could be very helpful. And indeed, just going through my comments, it has been very helpful to people. Know the requirements for each port of call because it's not the same everywhere. And also doing your research on the places that you would like to visit. Be prepared. And this kind of goes into a lot of other points that I'm gonna make later on, but definitely make sure that you are aware of everything, especially because you're by yourself. You don't want to ask the wrong person, they give you misinformation. Do your own research and make sure that you understand what you need and how you kind of want to navigate your cruise experience because this is your experience. Tip number 4, fly or drive in the day before. If you are cruising for the first time, I think this needs to be said for people that, even if it's not their first time, okay? Make sure you are there the day before. Do not try to rush in the day of and potentially miss your cruise. Make arrangements to drive and fly in, and if you're driving, add 2 hours, add 3 hours, because I've seen people miss their cruise. I've seen people not plan ahead. I've seen people flights get delayed. I always get in a day ahead. Actually, on my first solo cruise, I actually got into New Orleans that night, booked the hotel, I did the whole 9 because I definitely wanted to make sure I was there. I was supposed to get into New Orleans around like 3 or 4. I didn't end up getting to New Orleans until 10 p.m. So that just shows you things happen. My flight kept getting delayed. Link that video below so you guys can see like my whole first solo cruise experience. So you get there a day before, wherever you're leaving out of, so that you have time to really just gather yourself. Maybe for me, getting into New Orleans early, my thing was to see the city. I've never been to New Orleans, so I definitely want to see the city. So there you might meet some people on your sailing, at the local bars, things like that. So you definitely want to like make sure that you're preparing and planning ahead and just being proactive. Tip number 5, go to the mixers. Go to the independent travelers mixers that are on these cruises, y'all. I mentioned in my last cruise video, I actually was on the Carnival Mardi Gras. I went solo for 7 days. That is my longest cruise. And one of the things that I mentioned in my review video, I was very upset that I didn't take advantage of the mixers. Y'all, they had mixers every day, like twice a day. Independent travelers, over 40, LGBTQ plus. It was a lot of ways to just mix and mingle. They had designated locations, designated meetup spots. If that applied to you, it definitely was something that I wish I took advantage of. Even if I met one extra person during my sailing, that would have made my experience way much more fuller. But I would recommend at least once or twice, y'all. If y'all on a 5-day sailing, at least one of those times, just go to see the vibe, at least meet somebody. If you can at least engage with somebody new, have a conversation with somebody new, exchange information with somebody new, it can really increase or enhance your cruise, your first solo cruise experience. My tip 6 is actually to dine with other independent travelers. There's actually a way that when you either make arrangements prior, but when you're definitely on the cruise, you can actually go to the dining room that you're assigned to and let them know that you're an independent traveler, and they will put you at a table with other independent travelers. Now, I want to have a full disclaimer. I've never done that just because of the type of experience that I wanted to have on my cruise. Sometimes I've dined by myself, but I've requested to sit at one of those tables that's directly next to another table, not really isolated, because maybe I want to talk to people, don't necessarily want to sit at a table. But that is an option, y'all. I can request to sit at an independent traveler's table, and I've heard really good things about it just on Facebook and things like that. I'll definitely tell you to get out your comfort zone and go do that. And I think I want to do that next time I go solo. I think I want to actually do that just so I can give a full review of my experience. Tip number 7, y'all. Spend the extra money on specialty dining. Y'all, I can't stress this enough because of the fact that, you know, I know we want to go on a cruise and save money and there's food included and the buffet. I have an unpopular opinion. I do not like the buffet. I like to have my meal, sit down, get dressed up, put some perfume on. I can do it sometimes, like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when we get to port of calls early on, but I'm not in a buffet or willy-nilly. And some people like to get the most out of their all-inclusive cruise, and I'm not judging those people, but if you're a first-time cruiser, spend the extra money on specialty dining. It really enhances your cruising experience, especially for your first time. Like for example, on the Valor, y'all, I spent the extra $40, I think it was $42 on the steakhouse, and I had such an amazing experience just for my first night. It really set the tone for the rest of my cruise. Every time I've spent money for specialty dining, it enhanced my experience times 10. Tip number 8, I have do a cruise related excursion, especially for your first time. I think when you're going for the first time, you don't want to stress yourself out too much with not knowing where you're going, you know, maybe going out too far. I just recently on my 4th cruise decided to do a cruise related excursion, and I had the best time. Everything was so prepped out, everything was so planned. I did not have to do anything but find the sign, standing there to get me to my destination. And because they're cruise related excursions, and if that excursion runs over its time, runs over its course, the cruise ship has to wait for you. When you do a cruise related excursion, they have to wait for you. So that is a plus when you're running late. You don't want to be a pier runner. Doing a cruise related excursion, you have fun. You know that you're gonna get back to the ship. You know that you're gonna meet other people because a lot of other people are purchasing cruise related excursions. Tip number 9, prepare for the unknown. Prepare for the unknown. What I mean by this is I am an advocate for packing a lot of clothes, y'all. I'm just not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and try to give y'all tips on how to save space. That'd be like, just take 2 pair of jeans and change your shirt. Take it all, sis. I kid you not. I have never packed light in my life, but even the times that I've tried to pack light for a cruise, I always needed extra clothes. If y'all watched my last cruise on the Mardi Gras, y'all, I got so hot and sweaty. The outfit that I had in my head to wear from the beginning of that day to at least dinner, where I change again, I got so sweaty like mid-afternoon, I had to change again before I had to change again. And I just think that we need to plan for stuff like that. You never know. You might drop something on your clothes. You might, you know what I mean? You never know. In addition to just being prepared for the unknown, you want to make sure that you're bringing necessary medication. Even if you think maybe at home, I don't need, pain medication, or I don't need any Advil, I don't need any NyQuil and stuff. Take it with you because you never know. Sometimes when you're new to these new environments and these new spaces, you might get sick. Your body and immune system may not be used to it. Even with seasick pills, y'all, I've never gotten seasick, thankfully, in my entire career of cruising. But my cruising experience, I've never got seasick. But I always bring seasick pills because it might be that one time, that all of a sudden I'm like, oh snap, I feel it. Like, to really be prepared and know that I have it with me. I always bring medication with me. Extra clothes, I always bring it. And also for women, we have our time of the month. Prepare for that. You never know. Having a first aid kit. I have a mini first aid kit that I take every time I go. I even make my own first kit because I have so much stuff at home. I'm not gonna say overpack, but definitely be prepared. Prepare for the unknown. My last and final tip, y'all, is to have fun. You will have fun if you follow all these tips, y'all. But if you're a first time cruiser, first time solo cruiser, have fun. Like, it kind of goes into my first tip. Be open-minded. Have fun. Do whatever you want to do. I've said this before on a video. If y'all want to sit in y'all room and read a book and take naps, do that. Whatever fun means to you. But just make sure you're doing what you need to do to enhance your experience. Because I've seen people just kind of going there negatively, and it's just not the best thing to do. Negative things will always happen when you go into something like, I'm not gonna like this, I'm not gonna do this. Even with the shows, you might think they're lame, but at least go there, say that it's lame, and then leave. Don't just not go. So I still went, enjoyed myself. You want to make sure that you're not limiting your experience because you think or you feel like you might not like it. Have fun, be open to everything. Don't ever want to limit your experience in any way. Just because I'm a little biased and I am a cruise vlogger, y'all, record your experiences, like take pictures. Make sure that you're definitely indulging in your experience, because once you come back, you're gonna want to share it with people. I already know you're gonna want to share your experience. So the best thing to do is to have those memories, have those pictures, and just have fun, y'all. Just comment down below with any questions, y'all. I'm a person that answers my comments. I do not leave my comments hanging. If you have any questions, comment down below. Make sure you like this video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Y'all, I'm still on the road to 1K. My goal is to have 1K subscribers by the end of this year, but if we can just make it by the end of this month, okay? Everyone have a beautiful day. If this is your first cruise, have a great time. Make sure that you take lots of pictures. Tell me about your experience when you get back, and I will see y'all on the next video, okay? I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.